Dadgum, from 0 to 3 that quick. Dylan, what's up? Oh, I forgot my pills too. Gotta take my evening meds. Stone, tried calling you earlier today. Jesse, what's up, darling? I've been talking to your hubby. I told him he was a sissy. Hold on, folks. Ah, there we go. That's what all these years of trucking to do to you. Make you take but the damn meds when you get old and fat. Yeah, I can't do that. That light's bugging me. All right, let's see what we got. 10 people and 4 thumbs up. What's up with that? Let's see, Dylan, how you been, brother? Been busy? Ain't been in a while. No, you ain't, but glad you stopped in tonight. You was sleeping and you're always sleeping, Stone. You need to get a real job. Venom, what's up? JJ, you was first right after everybody else. I seem to always be trucking. Kind of like the videos. I hear you. Joe, what's up? See, Hill, you're looking a little blue on the head. Josh, howdy. Joshua, howdy. Carlos, what's up? Yeah, no, it was longer than that. I eat fast, but I don't eat that damn fast. Oh, please. If you're up at 4 a.m., we don't want to know what you're doing. Well, Jesse old Cal had a rough day today, didn't he? Carlos and I have been talking to him a little bit. Cordell, Georgia. Who let the dogs out? Well, you know, it kind of sucks that he had that rough of a day on his first real day. But then again, it's kind of good to get it out of the way, too. So, well, we talked at him a little bit. Said he got to vent to you a while today. We don't want to hear the sweet nut you whispered in his ear. Well, yeah, I do. Go ahead. Well, and like I told him, you know, there's plenty of videos I've made where I talk about how we're treated out here, and he just experienced it. And there's going to be a lot more, like Stone has said himself. There was stuff he seen in videos, and he kind of blew off until he got out of here, and then they're like, wait a minute, that old fart might have been right. Well, that's what Kale's going to find out. Like I told him, he's still got a whole lot more learning to learn, or learning to do, or doing to learn. He got something going on. So, and luckily in this day and age, we don't have too many that get as stupid as that guy did with him. See, it's times like that that I have to watch the advice I give, because how I handle that situation is not necessarily the best way for him to handle it. So, oh boy, there goes the neighborhood. But yeah, he definitely got to toughen up a little bit, and we did tell him. He does have to learn to separate his anger from work and going home. He don't need to be taking it home with him. Although you want to hear about what he's gone through, that's a fine line right there. So the both of you have to work on how he can come across. So by all means, dear, if he's a little aggressive and angry or whatever, you have to help him to learn how to separate the nonsense from home. He has to be able to share it with you without making you feel like he's taking it out on you. And that can be a problem. I mean, Grandma's gone through that. When I would be venting, she would get thinking that I was taking it out on her, and I wasn't. So that was something her and I had to work out. You two might have to work it out. So, no, I didn't set today, but you don't want to know how my day was. I can't tell you right now. Ask me in a couple of days. Oh boy. Well, how did you know it was flat? Oh, Jim Dunn, you're a case. Right, Stone. Well, and it's a little bit different with you sharing with your family and him sharing with his wife. That was when I knew I had to get out of the prison system. As I was starting to go home and treat the family like little convicts. I didn't know at that time how to separate it. Well, Jonathan, thank you. Indianapolis. You're at the 500. The circle. Oh, you can't get me fired up unless I let you. I doubt it. I got a busy day tomorrow. You got a PM? Okay. I done did all my stuff. There you go. Oh, Jesse, I was telling him. My daughter-in-law put a couple of real cool Filipino dishes on here. One of them will be hard for you to make because you need a special kind of eggplant. You have to go to an Asian store. But there's another one she did with pork. Looks pretty damn good and easy to me. I might have a go at that one if I can this weekend. I ain't sure what my weekend's going to entitle. Carlos is lucky the wife even lets him in the house. Who was mad, Josh? Oh, Kale? No, he went to a... He's hauling reefer units. He went to a cold storage and got treated like shit. So, his first receiver, and the guy was a real jerk. So, which is something he has to learn to deal with, because it won't be the last time. You can't be fighting with people with your fist. You got to learn how to whoop them with your tongue. You have to outwit them. And you have to just get the truck unloaded. That's the bottom line. Well, and anybody that's been trucking for any amount of time know that we come across them kind of people. That's all there is to it. We come across them. And like I told him, every time he comes across one, he gains a little more experience so that he'll know how to handle the next one a little bit different. What up, Aaron? Overall, it's pretty good. Stone's still trying to figure out if that tire's flat or not. Yep. Well, like I told him, with doing the grocery warehouses and cold storage and all that, they seem to have a lot more than everybody else. So, you know. Well, what I told him, Stone, or well, what me and Carlos told him. Well, thank you, Dylan. That's cool. What we told him was, you don't know what kind of day they had at home or before they came to work. You don't know what they're going through. You got to learn to let that stuff flow off your back. Just get the truck unloaded and let me go. You know, overall, he handled it pretty good. Ah, you're right, Dylan. The country would not survive without us. George, what's up? Now I'm sitting somewhere. Where am I? I'm in Arthur City, Texas. Right on the state line. There you go, Stone. You've heard me say that how many times? Carlos is working on the link for doing videos. He tried a little bit on it today, and we're using Stone as a guinea pig. He has a video on Stash that he's going to be uploading. So we hope real soon to have that link working right, and I sure would appreciate some cooking videos from y'all. So cooking videos, Stone did a pre-trip for us. You know, anything that'll help the new drivers. You know the routine. Now you gotta make sure you put in a disclaimer at the beginning of it that you're making it for my channel. I hear you, Dylan. Well, welcome to the industry. Well, exactly, Jesse. Well, it's all new to him. You know, he was somewhat excited, I'm sure, about it being his first day, his first solo trip. And run into somebody like that, it's a slap in the face. So he'll learn how to deal with it. No. Howdy, Mark. Jefferson, Georgia. What was going on up there, Jonathan? Well, I heard that y'all was still getting hammered. I thought that was in the Midwest. Did it move to the Northeast? Well, he didn't mention having truck problems. He didn't tell me about it. Yep. Oh, Jim Dunn sent me a link today. I don't know how to share it over onto my wall. Maybe I did share it. I'm not sure. They have a 1.8 million. Let that Peter car go by. They have a 1.8 million pound truck stuck in Texas. It had some kind of special driving gear, steering gear on the back trailer that went haywire on them, and it made the trailer drift off the road into the dirt, into the mud. Now this thing is stuck. 1.8 million tons, I think it was. Ain't heavy. Wow. I can't look it up. It's on my phone. That was 1.8, wasn't it, Jim? And if you would, share that on over to the Simple Living Facebook page for me. Well, dadgummit. Snow's not bad. It's that ice that gets you. Well, I bet he didn't think it was too much fun when that thing went off the edge of the road. And I mean, it just barely off the edge of the road. Down there by Victoria. So, Jim might get to go down there and get pictures. They said the road would be closed, but he can't read. No, it's not. But on a truck like that, you have a low gear ratio for your rear end and a super granny and all that stuff. And you have a whole bunch of axles and tires on that trailer. $1.8 million. That's a lot. I think earlier I said 1.8 million tons. It's 1.8 million pounds. That's still crazy. But that's also the kind that you see them when they're empty and they got their trailer all stacked up and stuff, and all them little dollies and whatnot stacked up, and they still have a oversized or overweight, and they got an escort. Yeah, buddy. That's what you want to get into, Stone. More than likely. More than likely. What up, Hans? Does tandems shift help with backups? No. It's hard telling what they have. If that truck's rigged up to move that kind of stuff, it's hard telling what he's got. And I've never drove anything like that, so I really couldn't tell you what setup he's got. I couldn't even guess at it. I'm surprised I even got on air tonight. Well, Well, look it up on Facebook. I'll try and get Jim Dunn to share it. Uh-huh. Because they're so big and the general public is so stupid. They could be. Some of their equipment gets a little questionable because they have so much and it's so old they just can't keep on top of it, in my opinion. But I hear you. Well, go back and check it out. It's a very interesting read. Oh, overall, it ain't been too bad. I got, now for you new drivers out there, you know I had the issues yesterday, and I got over there to pick up my load this morning. Hold on, big truck going by. So where I stopped last night, I was like 2.5 miles away from my shipper, and I started heading over there. I get to downtown Magnolia, Arkansas, and a half mile ahead of me is where I got to pick up at. There's a sign, no trucks over, I don't remember, 17 tons, or 17, yeah, I guess it was 17 tons. But anyway, and it even posts how much the fine was. I had no desire to go down there. I made a right, seen a place over there, so I made a right and parked up. Found out that the GPS and MapQuest both was taking me to the same place. The place I was picking up at was still behind me. So it was a good thing that I did not go down that road, that street. Couldn't get hold of nobody. Wasn't answering their phones. The office don't open till 8 o'clock. And I seen a county cop go driving by, and I flagged him down, and me and him shot the bull, and he showed me where it was, which was just behind me. So it was all good. So you just can't trust these devices. These things are nothing but a suggestion to you. Oh, I saved myself a big ticket and a lot of hassle. Well, maybe I misunderstood his question. Uh, that's like in the video where I showed you yesterday where I got stuck and was backing in. Somebody had made a comment that on that video that, oh, if you had your tandems all the way forward, you probably could have made it. Well, that's easy to say when you're watching a video and just looking at the layout. I had my tandems all the way forward and still couldn't make it. That's why I stretched it all the way out to try to make it. So yeah, sliding your tandems. I thought he was talking about those trucks where we had you had a split rear end in your truck, is what I thought he was talking about. So yeah, sliding your tandems, and I've got a video out about it where I'm explaining it to you. Yeah, depending upon your situation on where you're going to want your tandems at. And I encourage everybody to not be afraid to slide them tandems. Even if you're at a truck stop and it's real tight, then yeah, slide them all the way back if you've got enough room for the extra nose swing. If you take away tail swing, that gives you more nose swing. So you got to know which one you need to swing on. And then after you get parked up and stuff, don't be afraid to slide them back to where you originally had them. That's why you keep track of where your tandems were. And that's what a coin in your pocket's good for. If you're going to slide them and you know you need to slide them back later, pull that quarter out of your pocket, make a little scratch on your aluminum back there or where your mud flap was. Then after you go to move them again, put the mud flap on that mark. What up, Plum Al? There ain't no such thing, Christopher. No, actually, all of them don't have tandems. Tandem means a set of two. And no, you'll see a lot of day cabs that only have one axle for their drives. And you'll see a lot of trailers for city trailers that only have one axle on the trailer. So, no, not all are tandems. Ah, ain't nothing but a thing. Kill'll be all right. Well, yeah, some are split tandems. You have all different kinds of setups. And you got specialty ones. You got split fixed. You got some where you can slide individual axles, and there's just all kinds of stuff out there. Your most common are these slidable dual tandems where you got two axles back there. Your most common truck has got two drive axles on it. Well, problem with that chalk is I don't carry chalk, but I always got a coin in my pocket. If I don't, I'll pick up a rock. And that chalk will wash off. And what if it's raining and your trailer's wet? That chalk don't mark where the down. But that coin or that rock will always scratch it. Yeah, and it does depend upon the driver. It does get easier as you go along because you learn more about it. It's like with any job, man. Uh, you've gone to work somewhere. You didn't know nothing about the job. You're a little intimidated by it in the beginning. You're afraid you're going to mess up and all that. You got to learn the tricks of the trade. You got to pay your dues. It's the same thing out here. After a little while, you get used to it. You learn how to deal with them assholes like Cal had today. You learn how to deal with them. You learn how to deal with a dispatcher. So yeah, it does get easier if you want it to get easier. Now, if you're one of these out here always having a pity party and you're into the drama and you want to make it all drama and all this nonsense, then no, you're going to always find the drama and the nonsense. No, I don't lay my thumper down. My thumper's a hammer anyway. And to me, I find that don't work good. I want a scratch on the side. That's a permanent mark. If you lay your thumper down, what if your tires don't hold or they slide a little bit? Back in the day, I used to go through the hassle of counting all them holes. I didn't like doing that. I learned to use a coin. Yeah, that's why you, if you're trying to slide them forward, you find you a curb somewhere and back up against a curb at one of the truck stops. I had to do that here recently, within the last month. If you're trying to slide them backwards, I used to carry wheel chocks with me. I don't know if I still have one in here or not. And a lot of times just pulling down on your chicken brake, if you got a chicken brake, that extra little pressure right there will help do it. But yeah, I remember them damn trailers. You couldn't get them to release, and oh, they was a nightmare. No, he was trying to slide his tandem stone. Exactly, Hans. The same thing out here. Oh yeah, if you watch my winter driving videos, I tell you to carry cat litter. Yep. What up, Spencer? If you're new drivers out here, you need to go look up some of my winter driving videos. They might be helpful, but then again, maybe not. I'm surprised I have kept the signal. Am I cutting out or anything on y'all? It ain't showing it in here. Ride Dog, what's up? Thank you. Glad you like the videos. Hope you're hitting likes on them when you watch them. No, it's not easier today because you got a lot more traffic. We're now actually, me and a hand was talking today while they was working on my truck. I got my truck serviced. Uh, Nowadays you have all this just-in-time freight with all the computers and all that nonsense. You are really cut back on your time. You don't have as much time as you need. Their computer driving doesn't allow for any kind of weather or traffic jams or blowed tires. And it's just like this one I'm on now. I have an hour to spare, basically. So if I blow a tire out here, you're talking, you're lucky if it's only 3 hours. And it'll probably be closer to 4 hours. Well, I'm already late from just having a flat tire. Well, shit happens to trucks, but they don't take that into consideration. Nobody takes the trailer. That trailer and that load's yours. You set your triangles out and you call your people and they get help on the way. What you got, Jim Dunn? Well, good deal, Stone. Good. Well, if it ain't your truck, you're not going to put in one of them automatic airline deals, but those are sweet. One of the companies I drove for, we went to Canada. Some of the drivers went to Alaska. I didn't get to, though, damn it. That's on my bucket list. I want to go to Alaska. Drive. Uh, yeah, they had them automatic alcohol things that would shoot a little bit of alcohol through your airlines. That was sweet. I think all trucks should have those myself. You can't even see a bunk back there. Don't give me all that. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Yeah, we definitely didn't have these videos when I started driving. But we did have quite a few hands that would share their knowledge with you. There was some that wouldn't, but we're back to them people like Cal had to deal with today. Well, that's cool. Did you get anything resolved? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know any union companies around me that I'd want to go to work for. I don't know any union. I'm sure there's some down there in Houston somewhere. What up, William R? Jason, you are first again. Actually, my son's been talking to me about getting me to semi-retire and go teach at one of CDL schools, like at a college or something. Uh, he had found one down there somewhat close to me, but they just wasn't going to pay enough. I got a high maintenance wife. I got to make good money to take care of grandma. Her and that damn fur baby of hers. I know it. I've been flirting with her, dude. She's been here since Jump Street. Oh, now you're going to apologize? Excuse you? She knows that she's got the sweets on me. Oh, a couple million miles, Christopher. They're taking care of these trucks last a long time. Yeah, I got an air leak they can't find, and I've been parked long enough that it's starting to settle over there. I don't know what the deal is. They're trying to find it today. Oh, yeah, I'm real heavy. No, I would not be good for FedEx. Thank you, Carlos. I think that was a fat joke, wasn't it? See there, she admitted it. Oh, me, oh, my. I have to get up and get with it in the morning. Well, I'm taking a break right now. I'm on my 10-hour break. I don't know about all that, Christopher. You need to talk real serious to him about that. I can't afford no month-long break. Uh-huh. My truck smells sweet. All right, it smells like an ashtray in here, but that's beside the point. I wish this thing would scroll on its own. Supposed to be in a better mood after talking to your wife. Dude, I just ain't big on unions. I've always been a firm believer that if my work performance doesn't keep my job, I don't need to be there. And all the other hoopla with it, to me, that's what ruined the auto industry and the steel industry and everything else. Got them unions in there, and they started getting too damn greedy. And they shot the prices up where we couldn't compete and refused to come down off the prices. So, I'm not a big fan of unions. So I don't see me going union before I retire. Don't be blaming my girlfriend. I've made it this many years out here without it. I'll probably finish my career without it. I had hopes at one time of finishing my career in one of them big old large cars like I turned stone onto. I'd love to have one of them and go driving around for a while. And you don't get one of them in the union. I forget, that thing had like, what was it, Stone, a 300-inch sleeper on it? Crazy stuff. It was a nice truck. Yep, that's true, Christopher. Oh, I've worked hand in hand with them. One of the best companies I drove for was with that trade show freight. And if you went to the extreme east or extreme west, our company, our warehouses out there were union. We weren't union in the Midwest. Well, actually, was in the southeast, Georgia. And as OTR drivers, the unions couldn't take us on. They can't cross state lines or whatever, but we'd talk to them, me and another driver. We'd talk to them. We'd go see about bringing union in. There's not a union out there for OTR drivers. That should change. Now, if you could come up with a union for all of us truck drivers, then I'd probably sign on. Because the industry damn sure needs some help. But, William, what's up? No, they don't learn, brother. A 220-inch sleeper. I hear you. Buying a bull wagon. I got someone else on here that hauls pigs. I don't know if they would have any ideas on bull wagons or not. All right, Kel. Probably my girlfriend calling you. The Teamsters are basically locals. You know, up there around Chicago and Gary and all that stuff. And when they first came in, they had their place. But like everything else in America, they go overboard and they ruin it. Yeah, don't go for it, William. I get so tired of hot loads. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was asking if trucking was easier nowadays. No, with all this just-in-time freight, and then you got the e-logs, you got all these different elements telling you what to do, and none of them's really got a clue what you really need to do. No. 65-mile-an-hour rig. That would drive me crazy. 21 likes and 21 people. Thank y'all for the likes. Well, I ain't calling him, dear. If you ain't calling him, I think he's cheating on us. What the hell's up with that? Carlos, straighten out your boy. Wait a minute, it might be Carlos that he's cheating on us with. Yep. Yeah, I got one with my 10-hour break. I got like an hour to spare. Right now it says I get there at 4:12 in the morning. So you add my 10-hour break onto that, that makes it 2:12. I've been down for an hour and 15 minutes. So that makes it 1 o'clock basically. And I have to be there by 3. So, like I said, I got about an hour to spare. Because that other hour, that's going to get tied up in traffic and fuel and everything else. And it still says 22 on my part. Oh, are you saying he don't love and respect me enough? So what, you saying he's cheating on me and not you? Boy, if I ever see him, he got one coming now. Well, it depends upon what time you're talking about, Jonathan. And at one time, the whole nation was at 55, remember? Are you old enough to remember that? And even back then, we wasn't governed. Some trucks were, but they were manual governors, and we knew how to jury rig them. Oh. Nowadays, it's all done in the computer, and if you do it, they'll know it, and they'll bust your chops. I didn't know conservatives were afraid of unions. Well, thank you, Christopher. Well, thanks for stopping in, brother. Enjoyed the conversation. Oh, he is, Carlos. I was just teasing him. He's probably on with his dispatcher again, or with all that hoopla he had to go through today. It might be that guy's boss calling him. Who knows? I just buzzing his chops in it. From what I picked up, him and Jesse are secure enough in their marriage that they can take a little teasing. Well, the whole trucking industry went on strike. That wasn't just Teamsters. Back in the 70s, and it wasn't about the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit either. It was about a bunch of the regulations and the nonsense. I don't yell at my dispatcher, and I don't tolerate him yelling at me. What up, Bobby? Well, that's true, Spencer, but it won't never happen. That one happened in the 70s, and it did a lot of good. Since then, you can't get three truck drivers to decide on what time of day it is, much less anything else. I can't think of how many supposed to be strikes we had, and I set out for two or three of them and just watched the trucks roll by. And so many of them, their excuse was, is I can't afford to stop. If you can't afford to stop, you're the reason that we need to be stopping. You need it worse than I do. But you gotta watch that, William. That's bad for your blood pressure. I used to be the same way back in the day, dude. Good Lord took away most of my temper. It takes a real special case for me to get that hot anymore. That ain't saying I forgot how. I just do my best not to anymore. Oh, I striked California for years. There were probably 15 years I wouldn't even go to California. And I'd tell companies up front, quick, fast, and in a hurry. You want me to go to California, you can have your truck. I will not go. California and New York City is off my list. And of course, a couple of them tried it, but when I asked them where they wanted their truck at, they decided to send somebody else. Your strike ain't gonna work, boys and girls. It ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to do it differently. The only thing gonna work for you now is If you want to change the industry, you need to start backing someone like OOIDA, Owner Operators Independent Drivers Association. You need to start backing them. They're the only ones that truly have our best interest at heart. And if you think the ATA, American Truckers Association, or Truck Stop Association, whatever you want to call them, they are not a truck driver's friend. They're working for the companies, not for the drivers. Cal, we was talking about you. Me and Jesse's mad at you. Well, here. I read something the other day, Carlos, that the Red Cross ain't helping your mudslide victims and your burnout victims worth a damn. They're down on the border helping them caravan people. Is there any truth to that? Have you seen or heard of any Red Cross being set up there to speak of? Good deal, Spencer. What's George Soros behind now? Oh, I don't know. Almost an hour now, Jim. Not going to be on too much more longer. What about Mississippi? M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. That's how I learned how to spell Mississippi. Ah, I hear you. Yeah, he's behind a lot of stuff. Y'all ain't gonna get me talking politics tonight. Because that is one thing that gets me fired up. Oh, goodness. Ate the last of my turkey leftovers back there tonight. We got one piece of Grandma's cheesecake left back there. Oh, speaking of that, I'm going to throw in another plug for my daughter-in-law's videos. She put up 2 videos last night. She's a little sweetheart. She doesn't speak the best English. She tries very hard. She's not used to American terminology and all that. She's not used to anything American. She's only been over here 3 or 4 months now. She ain't used to cooking on electric stoves or any of that stuff. And the sweetheart is making me some videos and putting them up. And they're pretty cool. I'd like to ask y'all to go watch them and hit the like and leave her a comment, add a girl. That would be cool. And don't pick on her about her English or I'll be mad at you. Author City, Texas. Oh yeah, and Loves is worse than any of them there, William. Uh-huh. That's cool, Carlos. I'll be delivering in Houston tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm going home, I'm sure. I don't know if I'll pick up a load tomorrow or if I'll pick up one Monday, probably Monday. Me having to be there by 3 o'clock tomorrow, and who knows how long it'll take to unload. And the dispatcher's probably going to get his butt chewed tomorrow anyway, not by me. I done had to go over his head to his boss to take care of some issues on this load. And she wasn't real happy. Not necessarily at me, but in general. That's exactly what I do, Josh. That's what I'm talking about, Plum Al. That pork recipe, didn't that look pretty good? And it looked pretty simple. I'm going to try to do that one this weekend. Did you see the one where she did the eggs? The boiled eggs. That one blew me away. My son had been telling me about how she did it. And it took me 2 or 3 weeks to get her to make the video. But she finally made the video for me. And I want to try that. She made that look plumb simple. And I understand why they was doing it, how they did it over there in the Philippines. They had to haul water and they're heating on charcoal and they're cooking on charcoal and stuff. So yeah, they start doing it using as little water as they can, you know, conserving water and conserving their charcoal. So I understand how they came up with their method. And us over here in America, we always try doctoring up our water. You still use a lot of water and doctor it up. Kind of, sort of. We have our dedicated customers that I normally haul. This one's kind of out of the box for us. All right, Carlos, behave, man. All right, Jesse, good night, darling. I'm fixing to call it night myself for long. Josh, you be careful, brother. Carlos is working on that, Kale. If you make a video, just save it to one of your devices. And Carlos is going to be working on that here real soon. We have a link up, but it's not working right. So we got to get some bugs worked out of it. So any videos y'all make right now, just save them until Carlos can get this done. Yeah, exactly, Plum. All right, folks, I've been on here over an hour tonight. Everybody got work to do. It's getting late. I am going to call it a night myself. There ain't no such thing, Jonathan. when you're a newbie, they're all pretty much the same, man. So it's just a matter of biting the bullet. And you can do a little research, but you put them in a bag, shake them up, and pull one out, and they're all the same. And I would consider Schneider would be one of my top suggestions if what I've heard about them is true. But I've also heard they don't play well. William, that you seen on here earlier, he was telling me every year you have to do some kind of a test and all this other stuff, which to me is not a bad thing. You know, to keep you on top of your toes. But I can't really suggest any. I've tried a few of them here of late, but I don't want to lead you wrong. I'll give you a few minutes there. Kel and Jonathan, you need to exchange some information there where you can carry this on your Facebook. Jonathan, look Kel up and send him a friend request. I'm a bit of all right. Well, cool. Thank you, Plum. Yeah, but do you have the road experience? There's a difference in just having your CDLs and having road experience. And when you say license, I assume you're talking your CDL. Well, down where you're at, you can haul watermelons and onions and orange juice and depends upon where you're at in South Georgia. I used to haul a lot of containers. South Georgia, you got the Savannah port. Find some of them companies running in and out of there. Once you learn it, it ain't too bad. You got the rail yard all around Atlanta. Several rail yards in there. That when I owned my truck and lived in Georgia, that's what I did. I ran out of the rail yards around Atlanta and made fairly decent money. The best trick to running the rail yards out of Atlanta is stay inside the loop. You make a lot more money staying inside the loop. There's a lot of them drivers that don't want to haul the loads inside the loop because they're scared. But you can make $2 or $3 a mile or more. You make decent money all day long and hardly burn up any fuel. Well, thank you there, Malt. Appreciate it. Who, me? I was around 35. I forget. I'd have to do the math, but I was in my early 30s. There goes the bull rack right there. Ah, you remembered that, did you, Stone? All right, folks, I'm going to get off here. Thank y'all for coming in. Appreciate you. I'd appreciate it if you'd go grab you a t-shirt for Christmas. Those that threw a little up there in the kitty for me, thank you very much. That's awesome. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you. So do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. That's right, Bobby. Thank you, CL. Not a problem, Kale. Stone, I'll call you here in a minute. There you go, Jonathan. At least that'll give you a taste of it. All right, everybody. Good night.